Hi, John Parrillo here at www.parrillo.com. Lately, we've been getting a lot of inquiries on YouTube asking us to explain calves a little better. I think we've shown you a 100-rep calf workout, and we had the usual. We had one guy or two say, "You said calves were slow twitch muscle fibers, and I do 20 reps and I get a burn, and that means my calves aren't slow twitch muscle fibers, but I get a burn in 20 reps." Okay, for you guys that want to know the difference between, and this is especially one guy's emailed us a couple times, wants to argue between fast twitch and slow twitch muscles, okay, do the traditional wheelbarrow. Like when you were a kid, have somebody hold your feet and walk on your hands, use your triceps and your pecs, which are basically fast twitch muscle fibers, and you'll see the difference between walking around on your calves all day and walking around like that. You'll see the difference between fast and slow twitch muscle fibers. Okay, so we're gonna go under the auspices of the generally accepted rule that your calves and especially your soleus are slow twitch muscle fibers. Okay, so they are hard, and the difference between slow and fast twitch is you can turn a fast twitch into fast twitch oxidative, and you can give it some of the benefits of slow twitch. You can give it a lot more endurance, but the difference between fast twitch and slow twitch is nerve innervation, which you cannot change. So to fatigue a slow twitch muscle fiber, which your calves are mainly comprised of, especially your soleus, you have to do a lot of reps, a lot of force reps, and you have to make it hard. Now, at the same time, remember, anytime you're training a muscle and you're just training the heck out of it, okay, and you want that muscle to get bigger, if it doesn't have the calories and it doesn't have the protein, as it doesn't have all the nutrients it needs, it's not going to grow bigger, okay? So if you've had skinny calves all your life, okay, and you don't have a lot of fat on you, let's say you're a hard gainer, and you work the heck out of your calves, but you don't give yourself any extra nutrition, any extra calories, any extra protein, guess what's not going to happen? Your calves probably aren't going to grow. So at the same time, whenever you want a muscle to grow, okay, you work the heck out of it, okay, and you give it more calories, more protein, you give it the nutrition it needs and the energy it needs to grow. That pretty well makes sense. So if you want to get on a calf growing program, okay, work the heck out of your calves. You have to do that because they're slow twitch muscle fibers. We've shown you the 100 rep sets. You can get on YouTube and try that. And we're going to now, here's another way. If you've been overtraining a muscle, where a lot of you people like train like heck and don't eat enough, sometimes when you back off the training, you grow just because you're resting the muscle enough if it's overtrained to grow. So you got to figure out why it's not growing. But with calves, most of the time, since it takes quite a stimulus to make a slow twitch muscle, basically slow twitch fibers grow, you really have to train the heck out of calves, and you have to make them hurt. Now let's do a little physiology on calves, okay? The calf is comprised of basically, what we're talking about is the soleus, which they both attach to the Achilles tendon down here, okay? The soleus is you really don't see it. You see it on the outside here, and it ties into your lower leg here. Now the gastroc is what you see, that big shelf down here, and it actually crosses the knee joint and ties into the lower end of your femur, the bottom of your upper leg joint here. So if we do our calf work, if we do it standing with our knees straight, we can get a lot of leverage on that soleus and work the soleus. Now that gives you the big shelf on your calf, okay? Now the gastrocnemius, I'm sorry, that's the gastrocnemius. The soleus, which lies under that, pushes it out and spreads the calf, gives it its diamond shape. So how do we work the soleus without working the gastrocnemius? Well, we get in the seated calf, and notice the machine. Now notice this one, you can get your feet way back under you here. See how my leg is bent way back under me here? We can do this one. Okay, see how that's bent like that? Okay, well now I can go up, but the soleus, since we've taken this joint and we've moved it down like this, the soleus can pull, but it can't get any leverage. Okay, when you straighten that out, it extends the tendon up, and then the soleus can get the leverage. Well, it can't get any leverage. I mean, the gastrocnemius, why do I keep saying that differently? The gastrocnemius can't get any leverage, so the soleus is doing all the work. Okay, so if we want to work the soleus, if we want to push that gastrocnemius out and get the big diamond shape on the calf, we accentuate the soleus by doing our seated calf work, okay? And notice we got a forced rep handle on these machines back here. And by the way, that's one of my claims to fame. I was the first person to put forced rep handles on machines, and that was so with it because we were training a lot of guys on the wind and everything. So on the leg extension, leg curl, we actually took that off because it got in the way. But on the seated calf, we built them with forced rep handles. And we have a standing calf here with, it's really hard to fatigue these slow twitch muscle fibers. So you've got to get in here to as many as you can do by yourself, and then we do forced reps. So you push yourself up, let yourself down, push yourself up, let yourself down. You really have to make them hurt to make calves grow. Okay, so you got to say, do I need, and a lot of guys, they won't have they'll have kind of a nice shelf on their calf, but it won't have that big diamond shape. Well, they have to concentrate on the soleus, okay? And you do that with your seated calf work. The ones that have a kind of a nice shape, but they don't really have any size to them, then you have to work the gastrocnemius, and so you have to do your standing work. Then you also, after each set, you stretch your calves. Now you can feel this, and this is kind of the best way you can feel the difference between the soleus and the gastrocnemius. Stretch your calf with your legs straight like this, and you can feel the stretch in the soleus and the gastrocnemius. Today I keep wanting to say those backwards because you'll feel it right behind your knee. Then if you bend your knee and stretch, you're going to feel the stretch down here in your soleus because you're not really, because that's what's getting the stretch, not the gastrocnemius. Straighten it and you feel it way up behind your knee. Bend it like that and stretch it, and you feel it down in the soleus. So that's a primer on calves, on how you make them grow, how you make the different parts grow. But again, at the same time, you work the heck out of your calves. You give your body the nutrition, basically the calories and the nutrients and the protein it needs to grow the calves. So at the same time you're doing all that calf work, and when you're doing those high reps and working the slow twitch muscle fibers, it hurts. So if you're doing all that work, okay, you're doing all your forced reps, you're making them hurt, make sure you eat enough so you're not wasting the workouts. Okay, this is John Parrillo at www.parrillo.com. You guys that keep asking, hey, how do I work my calves? How do I grow some calves? If you work them, they'll grow, but it's got to hurt. So I hope that helps.